It's your destiny to greatness with Dr. C and Brothers Keeper. Today, author, breast cancer advocate, and business owner, Kimberly Reading, next on Your Destiny to Greatness. And now, here are Dr. C and Brothers Keeper.
Hi everyone, welcome to a wonderfully brand new episode of Your Destiny to Greatness. Today, we're talking about a subject that touches almost everyone, if not everyone. Breast cancer awareness. It's October, it's the month, so it's more than fitting that we would come in and highlight this subject.
Yes, and I'm definitely excited today because my hero is here with us as a special guest to enlighten us onto some of the facts about breast cancer and even what to look for and who could get it and some of the precursors for it. And I'm just excited to get some more information.
Yes, it's a good show when you have someone as special as Miss Kimberly Reading, who's taken out time to come and share with us. So we're ready. He's definitely excited because it's his hero, but I'm excited to have met her. Not only is she an advocate for breast cancer awareness, she's an author, she has a new business, and I'm sure she's going to tell us a little bit more about her business because I was really intrigued. So stay tuned. Don't turn. You will not be disappointed. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, with Miss Kimberly Reading. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, thank you for coming. And
I'm excited
look at
to see
him.
you. Welcome.
I can tell. The feeling's mutual.
Yes. All good things going on here in the studio. But ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kimberly is going to tell us some information that we probably don't even know that pertains to October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So let's go ahead and get into it. First of all, how did you come to be so interested in this topic?
Well, 23 years ago, I lost my mother to breast cancer.
Okay.
My mother was a two-time, well, she didn't survive, but she was hit 2 times
Wow.
with breast cancer. When I say that, I'm saying that to say that she had a double mastectomy, meaning both breasts removed.
Okay.
She had extensive bouts of chemotherapy that kept her hospitalized. Now women can go and sit in a chair and relax and have a chemo treatment over a few hours, whereas her chemo was so extensive and so brutal because of the disease that she carried. She had to be hospitalized to have her treatments over, a period of 3 to 4 days every few months. So she battled. So I was a little younger then. I'm going to say I probably was 22 years old when she was diagnosed. I was in the military, in the Air Force, away from home, not knowing my mother was going through anything like that. So it ended up that I got homesick. And being stationed in New Mexico, I said to my husband, I'm ready to get out and go home, not knowing what I was coming home to. And I believe God's plan, it all works out. And I was able to come home in a nick of time to go through the journey with her. Wow. And when I say I was young, I was 22. I had been married a few years. So me and my husband moved right in and started taking care of her. She went through the chemotherapy, had her breast removed. She was in remission for a little while, but then not even a year later it came back.
Oh my goodness.
So she fought, and she fought hard for years. I want to say She died when I was 26, so 4 years of cancer that she went through that metastasized, and metastasize means it spread
Okay.
Yes.
through different organs in her body.
Wow.
So ultimately she succumbed to the cancer that took over her body. So that's where I got this from.
So your mother was a fighter, and now you are fighting to
Absolutely.
to help other women.
Yes, that's my mission. It's been my goal for the last 16 years. I after my mother passed away, I didn't work for a while. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Being out of the military, I sold cars. I was a manicurist, but none of that quite did anything for me. And it wasn't until one day I saw an ad in the paper. It was a small ad, and the ad said, wanted someone to work in a boutique. Not knowing what kind of boutique it was, I just went for the ad because I was unemployed. Well, I get to the boutique and I'm sitting there just like we're sitting here. It was beautiful. I still had no idea what it was because nothing, there was no clues. I'm interviewing with the lady and she says to me, have you ever had anyone affected by breast cancer?
Wow.
So to my surprise, I said, yes, my mother. She said, well, what we do here is we fit women with silicone breast prosthesis after a mastectomy. I thought I had, this has to be a prank because who gets a job in that field? I knew nothing about it, but I knew my passion was there. And ever since, I've worked there for 13 years, fitting women with breast prosthesis.
Well, that is wonderful. Stay with us. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to a break, but more to come about breast cancer awareness. And she's talking about this fitting, this job that she got. And there's a place for all of us to fit into this show, even men. So stay tuned.
Iron sharpens iron.
Okay, we're back with Kimberly Reading. I'm so glad that she's here. And from what I'm hearing is because she's a fighter for a fight, she's in action. She's a face locally for a cause.
Yes.
Instead of seeing a national face, now we have a local face. And being as we got her here, maybe she can explain to us a little bit about us men, what we can look for in
Absolutely.
a situation with cancer.
Statistics show that 1 in every 8 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every day. But what the statistics don't speak a lot about is how often men are affected. Now, of course, the numbers aren't that low, but men are affected because men do get breast cancer. And it's something that we need to bring to the light, too, because there's no awareness out there. There's not enough awareness to let the men, we don't want to cause alarm. We just want people to be aware.
Yeah, just let them know there's a possibility.
There's a possibility for us to get anything.
Yeah.
So if men aren't checking, they don't know. And they'll ultimately, get a diagnosis that's kind of late. And then here you are, fighting something that you didn't even know
Because
you were,
many men look at breast cancer as a woman's disease.
Absolutely.
They don't see anything about that masculine. That's something that a woman deals with. They never have to think about it. That's never going to happen to me. But in reality, it does happen.
It does happen, and it's something that men need to just stop and think. We all have breast tissue.
Yeah.
So that means there's an attack on any tissue in the body. But breast tissue, definitely men. Now, for instance, I said my husband and I were in the military. Well, when my husband was 21 years old, he had a lump in his breast. We weren't too knowledgeable about breast cancer then. We had no clue. But what happened was it got bigger and bigger. And what was happening was he was growing a breast that was almost the size of mine.
Right.
As, so we're thinking puberty because
Yeah.
he's still a young man. But what it wasn't breast cancer, but it was a symptom called gynecomastia. And that's something that men get that causes their breast tissue to grow, and they get hormones in it, and it grows like a woman.
Right.
It's not dangerous,
Right.
if it can be treated.
Yes.
So my husband ended up having breast surgery also,
Okay.
but we had no idea.
Yes.
So what I'm saying that to say is that men need to realize, just like women, when we're doing our self-breast exams, so do the men.
Yes.
And when I lay in bed at night, I check my husband's breast just as much as I check my
Right,
own,
right.
because he's had an issue.
Yes.
But it is something that men need to be aware of.
All this is wonderful information because those are things that we don't hear all the time, but we need to hear. And it's okay to hear it. It's okay to talk about it.
Absolutely.
And that's why Miss Kimberly Reading is here today. But I heard about this pink party.
Yes.
What's that all about?
My pink party is something that I've been doing. This will be my 8th year. For the last 8 years, I have been celebrating women. Now, when I said 1 in 8 women get breast cancer, I'm going to tell you how close it hit to me.
Okay.
1 in 8, me being one.
Right.
My mother had it. My mother's best friend, whose daughter was my best friend,
Right.
she had breast cancer. My sister-in-law, also my best friend, she had breast cancer. She's fine. All of these women are fine, thank God. So now we're at 3. My sister, who just recently finished her surgeries and everything, she had breast cancer. So that's 4, right in my immediate
Right.
circle. 4 women close to me who've had it. So it hits home.
Yes.
And we have to stay aware and be aware. And we have to be a circle. Just like you say, your brother's keeper, we have to be our sister's keeper when it comes to awareness and saying, did you check your breast this month?
Yeah.
Did you check yours? I mean,
Right.
it has to be dialogue.
Never too much information.
Never
Yeah.
too much.
Never too much.
And
We
never
talk
stop.
about-
And never stop talking about it.
Yeah, we talk about a lot of things that really don't matter, but this is something that matters.
Yes,
and
it
to
does.
have that support, I can just imagine how beneficial it is, especially if you get a scare.
Yes. Yes. Now, me myself, I have fibrocystic breasts. That means I just have a breast full of little cysts. Well, I've had 4 biopsies in my lifetime, but thank God he has me on a mission to
Yes.
do something with
Yes.
this. And, at this present moment, breast cancer is not for me. It's for
Right.
me to continue to fight
Right.
and to continue to advocate, because I have to be a voice for people.
Yes.
For the people who, don't speak the language.
Right.
Yes.
So, I have to talk about it.
And that's important to have someone who looks familiar, someone who is easy to talk to explain these things, and that's something that we all need.
Yes, we do.
So make sure that you are taking heed to precaution and checking and asking questions.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
wonderful.
But I didn't even answer your question about the parties.
Yes.
Well, the party started 8 years ago in my living room.
Okay.
I invited maybe 10 or 15 people, just immediate family, because I wanted to celebrate my mother. Well, from 10 or 15 people 8 years ago, I've had parties where I've had 200 or more guests. It's just an exciting time every year. Every year I've said it since you've been attending 2 times, that this is my last year.
We're not
This
doing
is
it
my
next
last
year.
year. I'm taking over. But God says, no, you're not. I need you to be a voice. I need you to do this. This is your gift, and you continue to do this. So again, I only put my invitation out a week ago, and the party's in a week. But I get good feedback, and people expect it. I didn't put the invitation out quick enough because people are asking, when's the party? When's the party? I need to know. So I thought, just have the party.
Right.
So again, this year for the 8th year, I've been having it at church, which has been it's been a blessed time. And before I had it at different venues, but since I've been having it at church, I see the real big picture of this.
Yes.
And what my gift really is.
Well, that is wonderful.
Yes.
This has been great information, and don't worry, you'll see her face again and you'll hear more from her. If you want some personalized information, then contact us and we'll make sure she gets with you.
Absolutely.
Well, I've been blessed and I've learned, so thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
it's
you
a
for
pleasure
coming.
to be here.
Yes, and we're enjoying you.
Thank
Not
you.
enjoying you, we're enjoying
Well,
you.
thank you. I'm enjoying you as well.
Yes, so continue to learn more about breast cancer and be aware. We'll be back.
Health, wealth, and beauty. Health, wealth, and beauty.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here just to give you a little advice on doing a self-breast exam. The best time to do it for women who are premenopausal is 2 weeks or 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after your menstrual cycle. What you want to do, the best way to do this is in the shower. When you're in the shower and you lather up with a nice soapy water, the best way to do is lift your arms. Take your fingertips and run it all around your breast tissue. You want to start under your arms because breast tissue starts up high. It doesn't just start here. It starts up high. Take your fingers, run it down your underarms. Check for any lumps or bumps you may have. Then continue in a circular motion around all the way until you get to the inner part of the breast tissue. Just feeling for anything out of the ordinary. Don't be alarmed if you feel anything. Just be aware. That's my tip for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Don't forget to do your self-breast exams.
It's just me thinking again. Hello, this is Brother's Keeper, and it's just me thinking again. You know, how often do we look up words to understand what they really mean? Well, today I was looking up the word awareness, and it says the knowledge or the perception of a situation or circumstance. And also, I looked a little further, it said a well-known interest in a situation or circumstance. So I'm thinking, I'm trying to employ everyone out there to become more aware of those things around you, those things at church, your body. Since it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, be more aware of your friends and the elderly and those in your neighborhood. Pick up the phone and check on someone. Make it your business to be more aware of their situation. It's just me thinking again. We are destined for greatness.
Hey, I was thinking that we all need to have courage. Courage to stand up for what we believe in and the courage to be able to help someone else along the way. During this Breast Cancer Awareness Month, have the courage to make your appointment if you already haven't. And don't be afraid of the diagnosis, but if you are, grab hold to someone else to hold your hand as you wait for what you need to hear. It will be okay if you hold on and trust God for everything that you need. So, we're going to all have courage together as we walk towards our destiny.
We are destined for greatness.